President Trump is set to take office January 20. That does not mean the serpentine lawfare powers that be won't try to ruin this day for President Trump or the country anyways. The Trump deranged Judge Juan Merchan has scheduled a sentencing date for President Trump's New York case after previously postponing it for January 10th, just 10 days before the inauguration. President Trump took to Truth Social in response. Judges so blinded by their hatred of me and my political ideology to make America great again are making a mockery of the United States judicial system, and the world is watching in disgust. Merchan has claimed he will not be sentencing the president to jail. So what, in the end, is all of this for? Joining us now for our panel is Captain Maureen Bannon, CEO of Bannon's War Room, and political commentator here in studio, George Behizy. Yeah. Welcome to the program, both of you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
George, let me start with you. What do you think the goal of this is going into the inauguration? Suddenly, Juan Merchan says 10 days before the inauguration, I want Trump in New York.
Well, I think it's the corruption that we've been witnessing, and it's like everything's just coming down to this one moment where they know they lost, but they need that one last headline to say, look, we sentenced him. Even though he's not going to send him to jail, he's not going to give him a fine or do anything else. They just want the last final grasp to say we're still in a little bit of control. But they lost. They know that.
Right. And Maureen, you know a lot about this kind of lawfare where so much of it is about the optics. Like we watched that entire episode go down with your dad being sent to prison this year and having to go through the entire shenanigans that is a very corrupt justice system. What do you think is going on with Juan Merchan at this point? Is this just his last huzzah on the way out?
I agree with George. I think it is his last-ditch effort by the Democrats to show that they went down with a fight. But it is for show. He's doing this just because he plans on not sending President Trump to prison. It just shows that he's doing it for theatrics, the optics, that he wants to be seen as that one person that took a stand for the Democrats to try and keep them in the fight, even though, like George said, they lost. You lost. It's time to pack up your things and go. And the fact that they're trying to do this for theatrics just shows how far down the Democratic Party has fallen.
Another thing that's symbolic about January 10, which is coming in just a few days, is the date was originally planned for Trump to host the House Freedom Caucus in Mar-a-Lago. It seems like those plans will have to be scrapped. There's just a lot of disruption going on here.
Yeah. Well, look, Chanel, we're in D.C. right now, and there's a feeling that I got as soon as I landed that things are going to be okay. The last time I was here was last year, and I hated this city, but things are going to be okay. And it doesn't matter what Judge Juan Merchan, the most corrupt judge in the country, wants to do. Everything's going to be okay. Trump's probably going to appeal this all the way to the Supreme Court before the 10th, and I think if higher courts are reasonable and want to look and appear like they're not completely compromised and captured by the Demon Rat Party, then they're going to rule correctly to postpone this sentencing date.
Yeah, the theatrics here seem ill-timed, of course, but it seems all their theatrics were ill-timed. Maureen, I mean, watching what they did to Navarro, to your dad, to other allies of Trump, there was a brief moment, even last month, when we thought all of this was going to subside, that they are going down and they're going to kind of quietly recalibrate. Are they recalibrating in the quiet and they're going to make they're going to resurface again in the coming year? What do you think is going to happen in kind of that first 3 months of Trump taking office?
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.